Welcome back to Talk of the Town. We have returned in a new era with a new manager and new owners.
Yeah, no, you can't say we've been busy. Obviously, we went a little bit quiet towards the end of last season, but there were plenty of things going on, weren't there? And I think the best place to start is talking about the new owners.
Yeah, new owners, Wagme United. Obviously, we've met Eben and Preston. I'm sure there's a few more guys that we're still waiting to meet, but it's been a very busy period for those guys coming in. Obviously, the appointment of Kevin, reducing the season ticket prices, obviously trying to figure more things out as the season progresses now. Yeah, it's been a busy one for them.
Yeah, no, they haven't exactly been short of things to do since they've come in. You know, great initiatives with the season ticket stuff, and it's been really great meeting them. Obviously, we spoke to them a little bit before they came into the club, and we've had our own personal meetings with them, and you can tell that they're just great guys. They want well for the club, they want well for the staff, they want well for the fans, the players, everybody involved with the club. They want to do well, and it's really pleasing to just sort of have that little extra bit of ambition. They've made it very clear in the press, not just with us, with like national press as well, that their aim is to progress up the leagues, maybe get promoted this season. In the next 2 years the fans get to have a vote on whether Preston and Eben can stay as the directors of the club or not. So yeah, it's exciting times. You probably noticed they bought some new equipment as well, so thank you for that if you are watching. But yeah, it's exciting times for everyone. Yeah,
and as I say, I mean, Crawley over the last few years, we've had our fair share of national media. They face it themselves, Wagme coming in. It's a different sort of ownership group, a different background, obviously the crypto stuff. National press, that's probably why it's been picked up, but it's definitely exciting prospects, and I spoke to Preston Johnson all about it earlier on. Preston, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a busy few weeks. How's everything been from your perspective?
It has been busy, like you said. No, it's been exciting though too to just finally turn the page. We appointed Kevin and Dan. It's like the new beginnings, new era for Crawley Town Football Club, and we wanted to kick it off with a bang. Lowered the season ticket prices, which was finally like a generally positive response. No surprise from the supporters, but that's honestly, it's part of our plan. We've spoken to from the beginning, from the outset. It was, hey, we're going to listen to the fans and try to implement the opportunities and the things that we can change to improve, the club, the community, the experience. And that was one right out of the gate that just made a lot of sense. And so, we hope that eventually leads to more people in the stadiums, which is better not only for the community feel and vibe, but also for the players, where they're seeing the actual fans, they hear them, right? It actually impacts the level of play on the pitch. And so it's just one of the stepping stones towards making this a winning club, and ultimate goal is promotion at the end of the year.
And we'll touch on Kevin and Dan. It's great to see so much national press here to cover the appointment.
Yeah, there was a lot.
From your point of view, I know you did a lot of interviews too.
I didn't even know they were happening, and I had 5 interviews to do before the press conference, but it was all right. It was good. They were all pretty solid.
It might be a case of repeating yourself, but from your point of view, what do you think the fans can expect from Kevin and Dan this season?
Sure. So, out of the gate, I would say the 2 things that stood out for us right from our interview process. I think I've mentioned before when we did that Twitter Spaces event, we had over 50 names thrown ahead of us, but we thought 12 were worth interviewing, so we were pretty diligent on that front. Kevin, as far as his personal diligence and his attention to detail and nuance of going down, breaking through players, actually analyzing the style of play, what factors and what metrics matter, how the analytics are attached to those, and how we can implement them with the current squad, what types of players we can bring in to improve the current squad. He just blew us away out of the gate. So that whole kind of framework of how our style of play will be different than it's been in the past, and how we're going to embrace the analytics and the data to help us achieve that. And the other side is just his personality. He's just a really genuinely good person. He's pretty soft-spoken, but also if he needs to get your attention, we've heard him get into it, so kind of give us a demonstration before, hey, this is how I can get my lads' attention and make sure they're focused and listening to what we're saying. But I kind of went on a tangent, but my point was that he's really committed to building relationships with each player. Not only that, but they're members of their family, and anyone around the staff, the organization, the infrastructure here. So from that standpoint, I think he'll be really beneficial for this new culture of inclusivity that we're trying to build here at Crawley, and to grow both on and off the pitch. Kevin's the perfect guy to lead us there.
And we touched on season tickets. Obviously, price decreases of up to 34% is something that fans sort of haven't seen for a very long time. How did that idea come about?
Sure. So one of our strategies as a group, as Wagme United, again, we want to listen to the fans. What are some of your concerns? If it's feasible for the club, we're going to try to implement it, right? We're not going to ignore you. That's part of our kind of fan community driven club. Now, part of it is we have these fans in Crawley Town. We also have an international fan base that we're trying to bring from our side and attach to the club, where Crawley Town can be their club that they root for and cheer for every Saturday morning in the United States. If that's the case, we're going to have a lot more opportunities for revenue from that group, which then allows the actual local community to benefit from, right? We can actually lower the season ticket prices because we have international streaming revenue that's coming in at a higher level than was ever done before at Crawley Town. And so it's just part of our overall strategy. And ultimately, I know people hate it, like, oh, you Americans, like, you have all these other fans, like, don't forget about us. Like, the idea is, if we're able to make this extra revenue, it's going to go into the players, into the sports science, into the actual community, the fan experience. And so that's all part of like that circle of how this can be a pretty amazing story.
And finally, it's a long pre-season to come, but when the season actually starts from a personal point of view, what are you most looking forward to?
I was just having lunch today with a couple of people, and people I've seen or heard maybe by now my background's in sports betting, and you risk money on a game, sometimes too much, right? You're like really nervous during a game and you're the result. I don't think I will be, I'll just say this, the home opener, I think the first game of the season I'll be the most nervous I've been about a sporting event in my life. Outside of all the money and the gambling and the betting side, it's like sitting here after all the work we've put in to like get to this point, help put the squad together, mold, from the manager standpoint to the actual players on the pitch, and then see them perform. That I already am nervous about that first game, and I think you set that aside, and it's like it's pretty fun. Like this is pretty cool. Like, so when it's all said and done, I think just seeing the first game, everything come into fruition, that's what I'm most excited about. Granted, I'll have a pit in my stomach the whole time watching the game, but that's what it's all about. So that first home opener will be amazing.
Thank you very much, Preston.
Yeah,
Thanks.
No problem.
Yeah, great to chat to Preston Johnson, obviously the co-chairman of Crawley Town FC. He had a lot to say on sort of season tickets. I spoke to him about the appointment of Kevin Betsy, which will be our next topic. Kevin Betsy, Sam, what do you think?
Yeah, no, it's been an exciting week, isn't it, really? Obviously appointing Kevin last week, and then we got to do some pretty exciting things towards the end of last week and merging into this week as well. But yeah, no, top guy, really nice to us. I said earlier on, it was quite funny, I think, how on his first day he literally said the word hello probably about 150 times. Just everyone he saw, he introduced himself. He was making sure that he knew the names. Him and Dan are really hot on that, which I think is good. They're really keen to learn all of our names quickly. Same with the players. And there was at one stage we were showing around somebody for an event upstairs, and he said, "Oh, hi, I'm Kevin. What do you do here?" And they're like, "Oh, we don't work here." It was a little bit awkward, but no, he's a really nice guy, and I think him and Dan both are excited for the challenge, and I'm excited to see where it would take them.
Yeah, no, I think on first impressions, fantastic guys, Kevin and Dan, obviously both with great backgrounds within England and Arsenal, and Dan's he was manager at MK Dons for a spell in League One, so they've come with a lot of pedigree and without sort of any ego, I would have said when they first came in, just very humble, just wanted to meet everyone. There were times where you knew how dedicated they're going to be to the job. They were getting straight into work. We went into the manager's room, they had the tactics boards up, we had players all printed out, and they said, "Can you get me this and that, and can you print this out for me so I've got it for tomorrow?" They're obviously going to get straight into action, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what they can do. Yeah, no, it's not like they've come in right at the end of last season and have sort of got that honeymoon period in between the two seasons. They've sort of come in as we're getting closer to crunch time now, aren't we? We're not that far off pre-season. Signings are going to have to be made, so there's no time to be wasted. And obviously a lot of the players are still on holiday, so it's going to take some time for them to get in proper communication with the lads, but I think they're just keen to sort of get everything else sorted in the meantime. And then I think June 20th is the day that the lads are due to come back into training. So yeah, it would be exciting to see what challenges that they have to overcome and just see where it takes them, really. Yeah, it was also great to see sort of with the press they did the opening interview with me, obviously Dan did yours, and they had the press conference, but it was great to see sort of the fans' reflection on that, and sort of the fans were very impressed with the way that Kevin spoke and the way that Kevin put across his ideas for the season, and I think that was quite refreshing to see. Yeah, no, it's good to have a bit of transparency, isn't it? I think,
different managers like different things, I suppose, but it was good to see that Kevin, he was open to talking about how he wants to play good, attacking, exciting football. And I think I saw someone said that phrase about 3 or 4 times about the liquid, free-flowing, attacking football. But no, it's good that he wants to talk to the fans about that. And I'm sure he's going to be meeting a few of them today, as we're just going to say, with season tickets. And it's just good to see that someone's so open about talking about their plans, because we are such a small community club that there needs to be that level of transparency, doesn't there, between the players, the staff, the fans, everybody needs to be on the same wavelength, and I think with that we definitely succeed.
Yeah, Kevin came in last week and he met everyone at the club like we touched on. Here's a short snippet of Kevin meeting everyone around Crawley Town.
Out of the into the conference.
You've been here long?
Yeah. And he was a local postman. He only did it part time.
You won the league that season?
Yeah, we won the league. Yeah, we.
Yeah.
I love room there. Just for various stories.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good.
Not met you yet, have I?
Hi, I'm Faith.
Faith, yeah?
Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Need a little pair of steps.
Should be in the inside, remember?
Thanks.
A little pair of steps.
Yeah. So the match was the room.
Make sure.
The way change room on the right. So I mean, again, if there's stuff specific that you maybe want to put up or slogans or whatever.
Yeah. Fantastic. Did you do all this recently? Yeah.
A couple of years now.
Yeah.
It's small things, but like it's all
Yeah,
little things that
little
just
things,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So
How long does it take to turn around these?
we got a signage coming like
Oh, right, yeah,
a week, 2 weeks. So yeah, do whatever you want.
Brilliant. I know Sergio, I played with him. Really good guy.
Yeah, he put a message last night.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
he's top man. Really nice guy.
Away end to the left, and then they have a bit of a big as well.
How you doing, mate?
Nice to meet you, alright?
Great work, mate.
You alright?
Yeah. Look, you happy, yeah?
Yeah, I'm pleased, yeah.
Decent. Done well.
Yeah.
Ben, this is Dan.
Nice to meet you.
How are you?
Ben. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. And the lines were trying to stitch that the rest of his natural soul veins.
Hello, son. It's good to meet you. How are you? You okay? What's your job, son?
I'm operations manager
Oh,
for the foundation.
very important. Massive. Hey, massive. Hello, how are you?
I'm
Nice to meet you. How are you?
How are you?
So, yeah?
Yeah,
Good, yeah?
yeah,
How's
good.
things? Busy?
Oh, good, yeah, always busy, always busy.
You know, my first job as a coach. How are you?
Are you
UK,
okay?
yeah, please meet you.
Good.
Sorry.
It's alright?
Hey,
Hi,
please
Will.
meet you. How are you? UK, yeah?
Nice
How are
to
you?
meet you.
UK. My first job was probably a community scheme at Farnborough Town. Yeah, we was the first non-league club that had a community scheme.
Right, so how are you? Last week, Dan. Jake, nice to meet you. So we had 3-day foundation.
Will,
How are you?
Adam, nice to meet you.
Get used to it.
It's good. It's good. They're all doing really well, which is nice.
And you use this every day?
We use this. Yeah, we use this every day. We've got it for education and for training, and then we also use the food.
The other one does. How many players do you have? All good? All good? Yeah? How's the season been? You okay? Good. Yeah? Do you win some games? Yeah. Yeah, what's happening? All good? Okay. All good, yeah? All good? How are you, man? All good? Yeah? How did you do the season been?
Second, third.
Good chat, yeah?
Second.
Here we go. That's great.
Yeah, I spoke to Dan from Arsenal
Yeah,
yesterday. He's
yeah.
a really nice guy.
Yeah, nice guy, yeah. Yeah, he's got a good team there.
Yeah, plenty.
They've got Amazon.
Yeah,
They got Amazon this season, so they've been following us around quite a bit, yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
You give me in that. Or...
Don't know, we'll see. They've been following us, like 80. Yeah, great to chat to Kevin and welcome him into Crawley Town Football Club, and as we sort of touched on earlier, great to get some more national press.
Yeah, it was nice to see sort of the likes of Sky Sports and The Guardian. We had BBC, ITV, we had all these sort of big players and giving the appointments some coverage, which was really nice to see because, you know, often in League Two throughout the season, obviously we deal with the press a lot, you don't often get the so-called big boys in and around the club, and it's nice to sort of get that exposure with a nice positive event like this.
Yeah, no, definitely. We've always said that I don't think we get the coverage we deserve. Obviously the TV picks will say that, and when I say us, I mean League Two as a whole. You know, I don't think towards the end of last season there wasn't, other than the playoffs, wasn't really a lot of League Two on TV at all. When you get a lot of the big hit Championship and the Sunderlands of League One, you know, they get picked quite regularly. So it was nice to sort of have one of our rare moments in the sun, but it was nice. And I suppose we're running out of things to talk about really, but we can't avoid the season tickets, can we?
Yeah, I was going to say there might not be much TV coverage of us over the years, but that's a good reason to get down to the People's Pension Stadium. And obviously the season tickets, as of today when we're filming this, have been released on Monday. We've had a fantastic response already. There's been sort of constant queues throughout the day, which, you know, was fantastic to see. But I think that all comes down to Wagme United and their decrease in prices, and that was an amazing start for them.
Yeah, no, it's nice to see that they got a commitment straight away to the fans and just straight away trying to get more people into the stadium. You know, it's something that many people around Crawley have been saying is possible. We just need to lower the prices. So it's great to see that they've listened to probably the thing that's on fans' mind the most is, you know, we all know the cost of living's going up, and it's great to see that, you know, even though they could easily come in and freeze the prices, you know, they've just gone, no, don't worry about that. We're gonna slash them straight away and try and get more people here, because, you know, some people have branded this as an experiment in the media, and to some degree, okay, maybe, you know, Wagme are going to learn as they go along, but that's like everyone, that's normal. And if this does work, if, you know, we cut the season ticket prices by 34%, which is what we've done, and we're getting 3,000 and 4,000 people in here, you're easily going to make that money back. You're easily going to have people coming in every game buying food, drink, everything. It's just nice to see that there's that bit of ambition to build the fan base.
Yeah, I think another exciting sort of element to this season, apart from the prices being changed, is the fact it is a new era. We've got new owners, a new manager, like I said before, and it's something we can really get behind. It's almost like a fresh start in League Two now, and it's going to be a sort of maybe a different identity. I know we've kept this we've made the slogan "Same Passion." We're going to have the same passion. We're going to have those fans in the terrace making noise like they always do. Hopefully, with a slightly larger attendance now, and maybe some different football.
Yeah, it's interesting as you say, because it is almost like we've been given a fresh start. You know, since we were relegated back down to League Two from League One, we have really established ourselves as, you know, an EFL club. You know, it's been a while since we've been looking down the bottom end of the table, so it's nice, isn't it? It's just like someone's just given us more resources. You know, we've got a new manager, new owners, and it's time for us to give it a real go, I think, and, you know, get back to where we belong, which is further up the division.
Yeah, and there'll be 6 new sort of adventures to get onto as well. We've got 4 coming down from League One, 2 up from League Two, potentially some new stadiums between us that we haven't been to. So it'll be exciting to see who that first game of the season is.
Yeah, I won't lie, I was rooting for Solihull Moors in the playoff final. That would have been a new one for me, and I think for most of the fans it would have been a new one as well. But, you know, back up to Grimsby it is. We can't complain too much. But yeah, Gillingham coming down, Wimbledon coming down. That's gonna make some tasty local games, I think. You know, we had a good game against Sutton last year. Obviously, we went to Wimbledon in the FA Cup the season before that, and, you know, that would have been brilliant with fans there, because everybody knows about the Crawley versus Wimbledon sort of rivalry. It would be great to get playing them again with fans, you know, especially with the cheaper season ticket prices. Crawley versus Wimbledon here, I reckon, will be a bumper crowd. You know, we'll make sure we build that up on the social media and everything. But it's nice just to, as I say, have that bit of ambition, and hopefully we'll be beating these teams home and away next season.
Well, I believe that is all we have time for. I hope you have enjoyed today's episode, as we have sort of made a bit of a return in pre-season. I think there's only one thing left to say.
Come on, you Reds!